Hello, my name is Peter Parfitt. Welcome to the new Brit Workshop. Outside it's beautiful weather, and of course that puts pressure on me to go and do a bit of gardening, certainly cutting the grass. But I thought I'd just give you a quick insight into a few things that are going on, just to let you know I'm still around. Now this long guide rail I don't use a huge amount, and so therefore when I'm not using it I put it back in its little shipping container which it came in order to protect it. And you note that I slipped it into the cover with the anti-slip tape upwards, so therefore it would slip in very nice and easily. Well, that's that done. I can now pop this away in its resting place. Now, I'm in the process of making a pair of oak cabinets, and they're going to have drawers in. One's going to have 4 drawers, the other's going to have 6, so they're different heights, and the idea is one could put lamps on top and so on. And I've already done the frames that support the drawers. They've got oak faces here, and the wood on the inside as the drawer support itself is just whatever I had lying around the workshop. Now, when I bought my domino machine, I also bought the Crossstop, and I must confess I've said publicly a few times that I wish I hadn't actually bought this particular accessory. However, I have used it a couple of times. It's very accurate, and for what it's designed to do, it works well. It's just that I don't use this type of technique very often. However, I've got to cut quite a few dominoes which are just in from the ends of these various pieces of wood, and they're in by 20 millimeters. Now, I could mark these up. I've only got about 16 or maybe 20 to do. However, I thought I might just be able to use the Crossstop. Now, it can't be used in its native fashion. I've had to adapt it. Right, so here I have the 2 components of the Crossstop. One fits on one side of the domino, one fits on the other. And I'm going to pinch one of these sliding pieces from this one, and I'm going to put it on the other one. What I've done is I've put this one on the 100 setting, and I've butted this one, the other one, right up to it. Now, I've cut 2 pieces of wood which are similar size, and you can probably see I've written the word domino right and left. And the idea is that one fits on the right hand side and one fits on the left hand side in order to make the cuts. This is the right hand side, this is the right hand Crossstop, and you can probably see that that fits in there. Now, these are sprung loaded, so when you try and push these into a hole, don't be fooled. It'll take a few little wiggles to get them to sit on there. Anyway, that's fitted in there. Now, if I take the domino machine and push this into place there, I think you can start to see that I've now got a piece of wood which goes, in my case, to dead center. Well, obviously that's no good to me, so I'll loosen off these, and I'm going to move these so that rather than being on 100, the left-hand one is on 120. And lock that one off, and butt this one up against it, and then refit my magic piece of wood. Now, what I hope you can see is that I now have a gap here which is 20 millimeters. Now, if my domino is set up, now this is upside down, but if my piece of wood comes in from here and it's positioned properly, then I can make a domino cut in that piece of wood, and the center is going to be 20 millimeters from there. Well, let's give it a try. There we go. Well, I think that works quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. It's firm. I feel as though it's nice and accurate. So, yep, there we go. another lease of life for the crossstop. Now, I was recently asked to make up some door wedges because these sort of rubbery ones one gets from the DIY store don't really look very good, whereas something made out of walnut like these look quite sweet, and they're to go in a nice smart house. And so I thought, right, I can easily make up some of those, but of course the grain has to run this way. So you're starting to talk about very small bits of wood in the Capex saw and getting your fingers close to the action. So I thought, right, there must be an easy way of doing wedges like this without hurting oneself. And you'll see in a couple of seconds in the video, I just attached a short piece of walnut to the end of a board, and that gave me a safe purchase up here to get on with the cutting. Here's how I went about it. And the key thing here is to make sure that this rear edge here is in a nice straight line. And there's no need to put any excessive pressure on here, just a little tiny bit just to keep those two joined together whilst that glue goes off. Now you can see I've got my piece of wood joined on here, and I've got my special zero clearance board here. You have to have the saw in the trenching position so that you can get it down just into this spot here without cutting all the way through. And so that's set up, and I'm going to position this such that it makes a cut right on that edge there. And that should be good for my first wedge. There we go. There's a nice clean wedge, and that's perfect to use just as it is. Now that angle is 10 degrees. If I'd wanted to make a lot of these, what I should have done is had a piece of board which is the same width as this down here, and actually the same thickness, and I could have turned it over time and time again and just keep on cutting. But I don't have that luxury, so I've got to return this to the zero position there. And I'm going to make my initial zero clearance cut. Which means I can position that. And there's another one. Absolutely perfect. Back over to 10 degrees, and I just keep going. And you can see in a very short space of time I've made 5 little wedges. There's no need to do anything to these. I could perhaps just sand the edges a fraction, but they're perfect little door wedges. Well, that's it for this workshop notes video. It's going to take me a little while to make some progress with these cabinets, and I've got a few other tasks that I've got to do in the very near future. So please bear with me. It's going to be a couple more weeks before my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.